Okay, so I'm gonna make a quick video just to show you guys how to get the weather stripping off the door of a 2006 Subaru WRX. It'll really work with any GD chassis as far as I know. I wasted a lot of time on the other side trying to get this off, so I figured I'd share a little bit just to show people, hopefully save some people time. So first things first, you obviously have to take the inner door panel off, get rid of all that stuff. I already had that off. Then there's these little brushes here that go in here. I believe they're used to adjust the window height. No, that's not how they go. They go the other direction. Anyways, they go like that, and you can adjust it like that. I'm sure you could probably adjust it all the way to the bottom setting, have enough space to work with. I just took them right off because more space is more better. That allows you to push the window inwards, and it gives you access to these little white clips in there that you can kind of see. Now, on the other side, I made the mistake of thinking that the white clips were the only thing. The white clips, in addition to a screw, actually, I should show you that. So right behind here, you pop this little guy off. It's just a little plastic thing. There was just a little Phillips head screw in there. Just this guy. So that holds on the back piece of that. Now, on the other side, this side, I popped that screw off, and then it moved fairly easy, just like this. Now the other side, I actually had a little bit of a tougher time, and I'll show you why. I don't know if this was a fluke with my door or what. You might run into this. They had silicone down in there. You can probably see that black stuff. They had silicone, I guess, sealing the piece on there. So I really had to reef on it, and it eventually did pop out. Now I was going to use a heat gun on that other side, but the other side just didn't have the silicone, so I'm not too sure what the story there is. But in any case, you melt the silicone if you need, and just get this back part free. And then, like I kind of pointed out before there's 1, 2, 3 little clips down in there. Now I tried to release these clips on the other side. Actually, on the other side, I just pulled up with pretty swift force, and it did pop the clips out. Now I wasn't super worried about breaking them, just because I have extras with the I have an extra door laying around that I could have stolen some off of. But now that I had the other side off, I realized that you can just basically take this piece and slide it back, just like that. And it'll slide right off these white clips. Now the white clips, they are actually quite easy to take off the door. I'm gonna have to take them off the door anyway. I'm gonna just show you one that's off the car already, so it's easier to understand how they're on here. So essentially, this little side here, there's little holes in the door, those little rectangular holes. That goes in there, and it clips on in there. So essentially, all you have to do is push this little piece in, and it'll pop the whole clip off. Now, it looks like you can probably get it off the weather stripping as well, but underneath the weather stripping, it's also clipped on that side, so it's not just you release that, it'll come off. I found it was easier, most likely easier, to take it off of the door side. So I'll try to give a demo on how that works. Could be a little bit interesting with one hand here, but all right, so back to releasing these little clips. As you saw on the other side, you really just got to get behind there in the those rectangular holes. There's a little gap on the door, and release that little clip that I showed you, and the whole piece will come out. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work with one hand, but you can kind of see. There you go. Oh, well, that kind of popped off, but like I said, I just released if it focuses. Oh, hang on. I just released this little thing here, push that in with a flathead, and the whole thing pops off. Alright, so I successfully got the rear weather stripping off now. There's a couple extra tricks with this one, a little bit, few differences from the front one. Main one being there are 2 screws. There's one on the rear here. Generally it's covered up by the weather stripping. You just pop that off. And then one on the front as well, right there. And instead of 3 clips, there's only 1 clip on this rear door. Now the big thing that makes this one a little bit more difficult, this right here. Subaru windows, as everybody probably knows, don't go all the way down in the back. The other thing is you cannot just slide this back like we did to the front. The reason being, you got that screw thing there, so that's going to get hung up in the door if you try sliding that back. Now what ended up working for me, this might not work for everybody, is this little screw piece. It actually just came right out. Now if I can get it out with one hand here, there you go, it just came right out. Now generally you can kind of tell, sorry that's not focusing, there we go. You can generally tell that it's glued, so if you want to do it this way, you could probably just melt that out with glue. It would get rid of this little screw piece, and then the thing will slide all the way off just like the front one, and that allows you to get access at this clip a little bit better. Now I find that was quite a bit easier just because having that weather stripping gone does give you quite a bit more space to get back there with the screwdriver. It is definitely a little bit more difficult than the front to release this just because of this window being here. So that is one option. The other option is, if this does not come out on yours, is you can eventually get that clip released. It definitely takes a little bit of work, but just work in there with your screwdriver and it will eventually come off. Like I said, it's just much easier with that out of the way, but it is possible to get it off with the weather stripping still on there. So yeah, hope that helped.